Hello. Thanks for following up on Playback video. You are now going to watch an OVS presentation on how to create a single video clip that you can export and save to a hard drive or a USB stick or something similar. You can do this for a single camera to share an event or video sequence that you need to get around. There are other ways to export video that I will cover in another video session here. So the assumption that we've got here at this point is that you've already gone into the playback system, selected the time window and the cameras that you'd like to view, and have brought them up in playback mode. So what I'm going to do is simply drag my time bar here at the bottom to a point at which I think there is an event. You can highlight any camera with your mouse by clicking on it. It will turn the border around that particular video window red, as you may see them changing here in each one of these images. So I'm going to go down to the stadium here at the top left actually, and I'm going to say this is the start point of the clip that I would like to create. And in order to set the start point, you have to come down here to the bottom. There's a triangle here that if you hover your mouse over the buttons will show you cue in and cue out. To cue in is the start of the clip you want to create. So I'm setting it. You will get an in indicator at the time window that you've set. And then you can either hit play to let the timeline continue. You could pause it. You could drag the bar here to a further time window here. And bottom line, once with your playback system here, you can then select the cue out button. So now I'm going to select cue out. We've got about a 2.5, 3 minute video selected. Once you have your in and out point set, you can then come over here to the midsection and export the video. The other option that I'll cover in another video is to do a backup. Backup is for one or more cameras that you'd like to create and actually includes the full player software that you see here for providing to officials, police, court, records, etc., etc. If you just want to create a single video clip that is playable by a Windows media player, you can click on the export button. So we're going to export the video, click that button. It brings up the path. Where do you want to save this file? In this instance, I'm going to save it to the desktop because it's a place I know how to get to real easily. If you have a USB thumb drive or something and you know the drive letter for it, you can navigate to it from here using the computer icon. So I'm going to call it test video clip. I'm going to say save the file there. And then the format, I typically recommend leaving it as default ASF. This should be playable in any Windows media player for the last couple of years. The profile for how you create that video, if you have high quality video and you want to keep the best quality, I suggest sticking with higher numbers at the tail end of the video reference information. This would be variable bitrate, VBR, as listed here. Unless you are worried about the bandwidth availability or sharing this over a network with limited capacity, I would stick with the Windows Media Video. It may show a different reference here depending on the operating system you're running on. But basically, local area network information, 768 kilobit per second. The higher the number, the higher the quality of the video you're going to get. So I'm going to select 768 in this case. You can adjust your start and end time if you want to fine tune seconds and minutes here. And you can also choose if you're recording audio, depending on the legality of doing so. You can check that if audio has been recorded on those cameras. On-screen display will be the information that's presented in these windows, the yellow at the top left corner of each one. And the other items aren't really necessary. You can create a password in protected file if you want to, in case it's sensitive information. Something that is up to you to choose. You can click this and set a password and confirm the password. That way anybody who needs to get into the zip file once it's created would need that password to play it back. So I'm going to export on-screen display information just so you know what time and camera number it was. And I'm going to say OK. It's going to render that video, and this could take anywhere from a minute to quite a bit of time depending on how fast your PC is, how fast the network connection is between you and the server that has the video on it, etc. So I'm going to let this process take. You're sticking with me. Feel free to hum along or sing something while this is processing. I suppose I could have paused it and then brought this back online, but that wouldn't have been any fun for anybody. We're almost there. All right, the export has been successful. Do you want to open the file? And I'm going to say yes. And depending on if you've used Windows Media Player, you may or may not have to go through some steps to tell Windows Media what you want to do and how you play back video. But bottom line, it should come up and bring up the Windows Media Player. It's behind the clip here. So Windows Media Player is now playing that video file. You can see and it's the time window from about 8:15 to about 8:18, etc. You can close this file and it saved it. Now you can drop it on the network and share it with people or send it to people via email if the file is small enough. 2 or 3 minute video clip, depending on the resolution, could be anywhere from 1 to 10 megabytes. Okay, I'm also going to come back in another video clip and show you how to create actual backups of the software. Until then, thanks for your time.